Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to your Foundations program. Today is the foundational law of connecting with your why. And we're calling this an advanced training, and I'll explain why in a moment. So this is an optional training, which we're doing on the Saturdays of the program, okay? Okay, so why is our why important? And why is this an advanced training? Well, I want you to think about your business as climbing a staircase, and there are going to be certain foundational skills you'll be learning, right? Which is, what we're teaching you in this program. So as you take the first step up on your staircase, you're learning the skill of creating a vision. And then you take another step up and you learn the skill of establishing a goal. And it goes on and on and on. And at some point, as you're doing the work on your step, as I call it, you will be challenged, and you may hit, a roadblock or a fear or something might come up that makes you want to quit. Honestly, that's really just the reality of business. And so when you have a strong why, you're not likely to do that. You're not likely to step back on the staircase, because when you step back, you're falling back down into really mediocrity. You're falling back down into a place of ignoring your soul's personal growth journey. And that's a dangerous place to be. So when you have a strong why, which is basically what's pulling you, what's exciting you here, the reason why you're doing this, you remember it on those challenging days, and then you take a deep breath and you go. Okay, so just a reminder, in the pinned post of the Wealthy Babes group, I've linked up on the slides here something I've created. It's an online skills hub. It's called the Artistry of a Network Marketing Pro, when you click on it. And essentially it looks like this, okay? And when you scroll through the document, I've outlined the top skills of a network marketing pro. So in this foundational program, we're going through every day almost for 30 days. We're going through some of these foundational laws. This is like a recap, and you can come here and look at additional training resources whenever you want to. So you don't really need to do that during this program unless you're called to it, but it's there for you. And I have a whole section on your why. Okay, I have a whole section. So I just wanted to let you know that. Now, here's something interesting to note. There are a lot of exercises on finding your why. Some are more in depth. Some I find can confuse people. This is my personal favorite. Peta Kelly is a 7-figure earner in the network marketing space. She's not with doTERRA, but it doesn't even matter. She's really a pioneer in the network marketing space, and she's pretty popular because of how authentic she is. She's always clear on her why. She obviously has a solid foundation, and she's turned herself into someone who basically trains people on how to build an effective business. So I've linked up here in the slides a video that did it for me. This video really helped me actually at a point in my business when I was clear on my why, but I was starting to get distracted by other people and their why. And I was like, wait, is that my why? And maybe you can relate. And I like, what is my why again? And our why is always very clear. It's always right there in our heart. And the reason I'm calling this an advanced training is because, listen up, it's actually an advanced skill to keep it simple, to tune in and listen to the heart, and to not overthink things, and to not think that we're not, and to not like over conceptualize things and think that like we don't know. Because Peta, as you'll see in this video, if you're called to it, she literally takes you through a simple question that helps you go, oh yeah, that is my why. So I find that it is an advanced skill. Okay. So that's there if you want to watch it. Now, here's what I want to share with you. Keys to a strong foundational why. It excites you. Peter Kelly goes through this in that video. So I recommend watching that. I'm not going to give like an intense talk on the why today. I will recap what Peter says in that video I linked up there. She literally says, when you started this, when you were in a time of transition in your life and you were thinking about the bigger picture, what is exciting you? Like Dr. Laura Hughes on one of my frontline leaders, who's one of our co-facilitators, what excites her is this idea of having a global business. Her and her husband love to travel. If you follow her on Instagram, they're these little travel bugs that go all over. And she loves that. It did not excite her to sit in like a traditional doctor's office every day and have clients that way. She's like, that didn't excite me. It didn't feel good in my body. So really simple concept, right? But it's an advanced skill because most people want to ignore this piece. They don't believe it can be this simple. Kind of a similar situation with one of my frontline leaders, Alice Abba. She wanted a bit of a global lifestyle too with her family. She has 2 young girls, and they wanted to just be able to pick up and go wherever they wanted. And she wanted to be home with her girls. That really excited her. She used to work at Lululemon and she loved that. She loves possibility. She loves the leadership space. But she's like, no, I want this like global lifestyle. And that was her why. Okay. She wanted her kids to be able to have these experiences. Now, here's another key to a strong foundational why. It has to be unique to you. If your why sounds exactly like Alice Abba that I just said, or Dr. Laura Hughes, you're missing the mark. If you have copied someone else's why, your foundation is going to be shaky. And that will be reflected in if you do or do not maintain rank. It will just always be reflected. You'll always have this like hole in your foundation. Now, here's the thing. It can be similar to someone else's, but I'm going to take you through an exercise right now that will help you make it super unique to you. Okay. It has to be unique to you. And if other people on your team see that you're like spewing out your why, right? Like, let's say you're sharing on a team call or you're talking about, the why, and they say to you, well, what's yours? And you tell them, well, my why is this. And they're like, that sounds a lot like Geralyn's, or that sounds a lot like, Cheryl Achenbach's. Like, then you have this shaky foundation as a leader because your whole business journey here is just to go first and model this strong foundation for other people. We'll talk about this on another call, but you're not here. Like sometimes people think in this business, you have to be like a master life coach and you're here to mentor and fix and heal all the people on your team. Nope. Mm-mm. It's funny because I have a lot of people reaching out to me right now and they're like, I need your mentorship. And I'm like, no, you don't. I'll be there to ask you questions, or help guide you. And I hope that brings some relief to some of you who maybe have a fear in that realm. Like, who am I to, once a builder comes on, like, oh my gosh, what do I do with them? Don't worry. I am going to teach you coming up how simple this is. Okay. So your only job is to model what it looks like to honor. And that's what I mean there by the last point of you lead with it. You have the courage to lead with it, meaning it's in your heart. It's like, this is my why, baby. This is what excites me about this. And I'm going to be truthful about it and honest about it. Some people lie about their why. Can't do that. So let me take you through this triple why exercise. So for example, here's mine. So when I was in that moment of transition in my life, when I collapsed in my police car, and by the way, your moment of transition doesn't have to be like a crazy story where you collapsed or you got diagnosed with cancer, or it could just be, you opened up to something new. Right? Remember what we talked about in yesterday's law, like accepting yourself where you are, like accepting your journey here and any transitory thoughts or dreams that came about for you. It is what it is on purpose. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. So for me, when I had that moment of transition and my body was speaking to me and I collapsed in my police car, I'll never forget my why came to the surface in that moment. I was sitting in my police car and I thought to myself, shit, I really want to get healthy. Like, I am so all over the place right now. I'm miserable. I'm frustrated. I'm sick all the time. I'm always popping Advil. I'm always in the doctor's office, for antibiotics for something. Clearly, there's something wrong. I want to get healthy. I thought I had this vision of being a mother one day. And I thought to myself, I want to get healthy and I want to get my finances together. Like, I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I just want to be able to have that all together so that when I have kids one day, we're good. That excited me. That idea, I was like, that would be freaking awesome. That would be so awesome. So it excited me. But we want to do this triple why exercise. So we want to say, well, why is that? Why does that excite you? So if I were to ask that to myself, well, why does that excite you, Geralyn? Well, it would excite me so that I could just be present with them. I didn't like growing up on my mom, God bless her, but like she was always angry. She didn't have her health in order and she did not have her finances in order. And so she was stressed all the time and she took it out on us. And so I was like, I want to be present with my kids. I want to be in the moment with them. Like, that's why it excites me. That's why. I want to be present and at peace. I would even add to this, I want to be at peace with them. I want to be present and at peace. Like, that excites me. That was the vision that came to my heart. So why is that important? So it's like, think of it like peeling back the layers of an onion. Why is that important? And this one makes you go inside and go, well, why is it important, like for me, that I'm present and at peace? Well, because think of what would happen if not only I did that and modeled that, but other people did that. Like, think of how cool it would be if more families were free and peaceful and like truly happy and healthy. Like the world, when I think about that, what excites me is like the world needs more families to be that. So when you do this triple why exercise, at the core, you get down to why you're being guided to do this business. And your answer to the third question is what makes it unique to you. Because when I first started this, I was like, okay, I want to get healthy. I want to get my finances in order. Like, I want to be home with my kids one day. It's kind of surfacey. And I remember Kate Northrup, who is a visionary leader in the women's leadership, personal growth space. She had a very similar why. She's like, I want to be home with my kids one day. And I thought, oh, I don't want to copy her. Like, I as a leader, I wanted to do the work to make sure I didn't sound like someone else. So this triple why exercise gets to the core of why you want that. So it is unique to you. And your answer to the third question will always be unique and different. And this is what's going to come up for you in those moments of struggle in your business. And you're like, no. This is what God put me on the earth to do. I need to model this. I need to be the change. I need to, live this out so that other people can. So again, I just switched the slide. Notice what happened here. At the core, when you pull back the layers and you ask yourself the triple why question, notice how this actually has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. So when we first ask, what excites you about this? Oh, I just want to get healthy and I want to, or your first answer is always about you. But every leadership, personal growth teacher on planet Earth will tell you the key to being totally free and happy and fulfilled is you are in service of others. We see these quotes flying around Instagram all the time, but people are like, well, how do I do that? Like, how do I? Well, first and foremost, you live it. You walk it out. That's your soul journey here. You've got your why. You take the action on these foundational skills and you don't stop. You don't stop. And then you start to see, oh my gosh, it's actually not about me. And when people really, really connect with that, that's what keeps them in the game. Sometimes every now and then someone in my business quits and honestly, they're not they're not giving themselves permission to get clear on this part. They haven't applied what we talked about yesterday. They don't accept themselves as they are enough. They're beating themselves up too much. I'm not good enough. Who am I? So they can't even really get to this piece, right? But when they do, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm meant to be someone who models this and then therefore causes change and transformation in the world. Like, holy shit. And it's like, yes, every single human being has the opportunity to do that. Imagine we all did that. So anyways, notice what happens here when you do the triple Y. You start to see how you're actually here to spread this message. You could call it your why for the world. It's sort of an advanced title we give it. So it's like you've got your personal why. If we go back here, the top one, you've got your personal why. But if you actually peel back the layers of the onion, what unravels itself is what we call your why for the world. The message you have to share for others. That's my message. That's my message, right? Is that more families, the world needs more families to be free and present and peaceful and happy. We need it. We so desperately need it. Whether it's a single family or like whatever type of family. But imagine we had that in our hearts. Okay? So as you walk out your journey here, doesn't mean you need to be free and happy now. Like when I first started doTERRA, I was not peaceful, free, and happy. So again, if you're going into that story already, go back to yesterday. Accept yourself as you are, the good, the bad, the highs, the lows, the mess. Maybe your why is to like really clear up financial debt. And maybe you are in a crap load of debt right now. Who cares? Stop letting that story of non-acceptance of where you are in the mess hinder you from growth here. Okay? Because eventually you're going to get to the point where you're actually living this piece out. And that's legacy leadership. And that's how you get to Presidential Diamond. It's a journey. As I look towards Presidential Diamond, and those of you who followed my path, you've seen it. And I'm now living this out. And that's why I will hit Presidential Diamond. Is because I'm modeling what God put me on earth to model now. And I'm making that possible for other people. Isn't that awesome? So who freaking cares how long it takes you? That's it, guys. So your homework is to do the triple Y exercise. If you really want to get jazzed up about this idea of what excites you, what's your why, go back and watch this Peter Kelly video. Honestly, it's freaking amazing. It's the best one I have found. There's a lot of complicated why trainings out there. It doesn't have to be complicated. Watch this. And then peel back the layers of the onions, okay? And post it below today's post. And you can post whatever you want. You can say, like, my personal why is this, or you can post the whole entire triple Y exercise, just whatever's on your heart. Just share. Remember practicing finding your voice, and you just share. That's it, guys. Have a beautiful day.